else we might need ice for, right?
That's right. It's a portable ice maker, and I can hear one of them is actually, here we go. It's this one. It's actually pushing ice out right now. So what it does is it cycles through 9 ice cubes every 7 minutes, and it takes about 20 seconds, and then it'll push the ice forward and into a collection tray. There's one right here. It's also dropping ice cubes. And what's great about this is you can select the size. Do you want the large cubes for beverages, or do you want the small cubes maybe for doing like the shrimp cocktail, or if you have one of those sip bottles that has the very small opening at the top, the small ice cubes will fit in there. And they're all basically the same design. They have a hole right through the middle, right? So it's like a little tiny bullet shape, right? Look at that. That's incredible. And then you can do the large or the small. And the way that this works is it actually puts posts down into the water, and those posts freeze the water very, very quickly. We're going to dump those out. There we go.
So here's the thing. This is available for 5 easy payments of $26. There's no color choices anymore.
Right.
We have the stainless steel here available, which, I mean, that goes with anything. It's stainless steel. It's K45546. But if you entertain, or, you know, Chef Joe was saying people pop over.
Yeah.
Maybe your ice trays are not full. By the way, water still evaporates in the freezer, right?
Yes,
so if you filled up that ice tray months ago, it's empty.
Right.
Or not all of us have the freezers that have the dispenser, but even if we do, if it's empty, this makes the ice faster, doesn't it?
It does. It makes it every 7 minutes. So what does that mean in real terms? It means 26 pounds of ice in 24 hours. This is 26 pounds of ice right here. Wow. So it's making this much ice, and I'm not lying. It's not like stuffed with newspaper in the bottom. There's 26 pounds of ice in here. If you want to lift it,
I do not.
Be my guest.
So if we pre-planned, if we knew we were having something, we could accumulate 26 pounds in 24 hours. Or if someone's just popping by and we're like, you know what, I just need a couple cubes of ice, in 7 minutes you're good to go. Or if you just love your iced drinks too. This will work for you. Now, you mentioned I could change the size.
You can. All you have to do is pick. It's so simple. You turn it on. This is the panel right here. And then you decide, do you want the small cubes? Hit that button. Do you want the large? Hit the button again and it'll select large. And then it'll also tell you when it needs water. In addition to that, there's a sensor bar right here, and the machine will actually tell you when the ice bin is full and it's time to empty it and refill with water. So I love that it's telling you what to do all along the way. I have a college buddy of mine who likes, you know, gin on the rocks. Okay, so when he comes to my apartment and I start cracking the ice tray, he's like, aren't you going to fill that? Aren't you going to refill that right away, you know? You don't have to worry about it now, because every 7 minutes you're going to get 9 ice cubes. And whether it's the small ice cubes like these, which fit perfectly in one of these drink bottles. So it's perfect for that opening right there. So we can fill that up with ice. Or if we want the large cubes over here in the ice bucket for the Moscato wine, or over here for the shrimp cocktail, we can make these ahead of time, plan it out, store them in the freezer. You're not going to use this as a storage vessel for ice because it's not a freezer, obviously.
Right.
It's making the ice for you, and you get this going at the beginning of your party, and it'll continually refill. So we can show you how to do.
Where do I put the water in this?
Here, let's show you right now. We're going to come right down here to this unit. I just want you to see this basket right here where the ice is collecting. We take that out, and then down here is a reservoir, and you see right here there's a ledge, and that ledge tells you 56 ounces of water, and we don't want to go beyond that ledge. So we're going to fill it up right to there and no more. And then as long as we keep refilling this, yes, we can get 26 pounds of ice in 24 hours.
And you know what, the other thing I want to mention, because this is a nice little compact design, so when you were mentioning your friend coming over, if you have a little bar set up and you want to have something like this, the footprint here it's about the size of like a bread machine almost.
Exactly.
I'll give you the dimensions, but it's just under 14 inches high, 9.5 wide, and 14 inches in length. It weighs about 21 pounds.
Right.
That's without the ice and the water.
That's
just the unit itself.
Right.
So for entertaining, if you have a small little bar, a countertop, you know, if you're setting up a little patio area outdoors where you have electricity, you can certainly use this. It's under $130. That's the featured price. This is the color remaining here. That's stainless steel. And you know what? We can do the 26 pounds that you were saying, because it does. Tell me again, every 7 minutes. minutes?
Every 7 minutes, 9 ice cubes. So every 7 minutes, 9 ice cubes are going to pop out, just like we saw. And what's great about this is, well, number one, just to call out, it's water only. We're not going to be making miniature popsicles with other liquids. Yeah, don't do that. Just water. That's all we're putting in here. Some people have some very, interesting ideas about what to do with.
I hadn't even thought of that.
No.
You're like, good. Don't.
No,
don't
actually, the last time we were on, Mary went there. She's like, "Ooh, little popsicles," and I'm like, "No, we're not going to do that."
Well, what I was thinking though is if we pre-plan,
Yes.
we could fill up a cooler.
Yes.
This could be like our going to the beach. There have been so many times, especially with these game days and all these things that we were having recently, where the stores were just out of ice.
They're out of ice. That's right. And what do you spend on ice? You're spending money on frozen water. Frozen water. You can do this very, very cheaply yourself. Plan ahead. Fill your freezer with ice that you made. And then the other thing, of course, is that it operates optimally between 60 degrees and 90 degrees. If it's hotter than 90 degrees, you'll probably want to keep it inside rather than taking it outside to the terrace, because it's not going to function as well. And then you mentioned the size. It's about the size of a half sheet pan, a baking sheet.
Oh, yes.
Right? So if you have a cookie sheet or a baking sheet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's the footprint on the countertop. And when you're not using it, store it with the other equipment in the garage, in the utility room, whatever it is, wherever you store the small appliances. But I like this because it's going to produce so much ice, 26 pounds in 24 hours, and that's a great thing, especially when you're planning a party.
I like that it's pretty quiet too. I mean, you can hear that it's running, but it's not like those hotel machines in the hallway where all you hear is like the ice rumbling. It's not like that.
Right.
It's pretty quiet. You hear it kind of kick in and drop a couple ice cubes, but overall, it's really nice. So not distracting for entertaining. Now, our featured price, by the way, that's a special low price that we have for a limited period of time. But comparable retail here is $169. That's higher than our typical QVC price. But if you're picking it up today, 5 easy payments of $26 will get it home at that featured price, which is great.
Yeah. And now we're about to see right here what happens. Every like in 25 seconds, what it does is it actually flips the ice tray up, dumps the ice down in the basket. You're seeing it right there. There you go. And then it draws more water from the reservoir, draws it up, and starts freezing that again. So just in that time that we've been on air, it produced 2 batches. Look at that. 2 batches of ice. The first one right at the start, and now we're into our second batch of ice. That's 18 cubes in just that 8-minute period of time. So that was great. I love that. We get to see that. Now, these are the large ice cubes, and again, we can make those ahead of time and then just put them in plastic bags in your freezer, store them. It's really terrific. As long as we keep filling that reservoir, it'll continue to produce ice.
You know what? I didn't mention this, but you're also getting a little ice shovel with this too.
That's right.
So if you need, but I actually prefer the idea of just lifting the basket and dumping it. I think it's much faster. But you have this if you just want to do a couple little drinks.
That's right.
Something like that.
That's right. Because you don't want the health department coming and seeing you left the ice scoop in the ice.
The worst thing is when they take a glass cup and dip it into the bucket of ice. I'm like, I'm not drinking with that cup now.
That's right.
No, here you go. You have plastic, which will not crack in your ice. And then you have your little machine with a basket that just easily lifts out and dumps. You can make your cocktails. You can do the shrimp cocktail. I love that idea. I mean, just pretty much whatever you need ice for. If you love ice drinks, and you always need ice on hand, this is fantastic. If people are constantly dropping in on you, I come from a Latin family, and there's no warning. They have the keys to the house.
They're
they just show
there.
up.
That's right.
You're ready. Or if you're entertaining, and instead of buying the ice, which is going to melt anyways, this at least will be ready for you, and it's at a featured price, so under $130 gets it home.
So here we're just doing a quick smoothie. We put the ice on top, all of our ingredients, and look at that. It's just pulsing.
This is the exact machine I have.
Is it really?
Same color.
In that color? Oh, that's great. I love it.
I
love it. So this is what we're talking about. So we can draw the ice down, and there we go. We'll dump that speed up, and now we've got a great slushie. I was trying to avoid all that noise, but you know this. There we go.
Well, it's got that Vitamix has power. It's all about that. So, of course, many things that we need ice for. This is a fantastic value. If you want to have something a little special, when we're entertaining, when we have guests over, it's always things like this that make that experience extra special. K45546 is your item number.
Thank you,
Joe, we'll
Kathy.
see you in just a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. there. So Ellie King is with us now, joining us from Lenox. She always brings us these fantastic little pieces that really make our kitchen, our